Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Now, we were with the end of the data on topic 3, these variables. This is the month end high call rate I was comparing, and I told you these are short term interest rates, and these are monetary policy instruments also in some. I mean, our repo, reverse repo are monetary policy instruments. Call rate is a market determined rate, but what government of RBI has been trying to do is to keep them together, because these are alternative sources of funds for banks, to lend funds, to borrow funds, both. When banks have surplus cash, they can invest in short term instruments like repo, etc., call loans, and also they can use this to borrow funds from banks, RBI. So, this is a very important money market segment from RBI's point of view, and what they are trying to do, make it very competitive. And you can see the diagram here, the green line goes up a little bit, up and up in this difficult months, years. So, the call market is a little bit I should say unstable compared to what it used to be. It is now not that stable, and the repo, reverse repo are directly controlled by RBI. This is the RBI LAF segment, it is called LAF segment of the repo market. There is another repo market which is between banks, on which I do not have any data. And if you take the month end high to, if you change that month end high call rate to average, then month end average, then you see this line is like this. The kind of series looks slightly different. These moving above the blue line is less, moving below the red line is now there a little bit. So, the call rate and the repo, reverse repo rates are moving more or less together, more or less together. So, this is known as the interest rate corridor, short term interest rate corridor that RBI has been trying to create. All right. So, two call rates I have, one is an average month end, one is month end high. Siddhant, I need to talk to you after class. Now, these are the month end highs, repo, reverse repo call rate, fine. Now, let us see number of repo, reverse repo auctions. Now, this is very interesting. The blue line is number of repo auctions. What is that? When the banking system does not have enough liquidity, enough cash, the repo auctions are there, RBI is pumping in money. And reverse repo is when the banking system has too much cash, RBI is withdrawing cash from the system, reverse repo, absorption, and repo is injection into the system. Now, do you notice something? The first, there is a zigzag in the beginning. What you see is that the blue going up and then coming down and disappearing. That means the repo auctions were disappearing. Initially from April 8, it was going up, and then around August 9 it disappeared. That means from April 8, then August 8 the recession hit. In August 8 you can see the blue line is going up, then December 8 it peaked. So, when the recession hit, for some reason the liquidity in Indian money market went down. Simple reason could be, as the recession hit the world market, the world economy, exports would go down immediately. And if exports are going down, less liquidity will be there in the system, because exports, what they do, by exporting you earn foreign dollar, foreign exchange, dollar, etc. Then you come home with the dollar, give it to RBI and exchange that for Indian currency. And so, Indian currency immediately pumped into the system. You bring a dollar, you cannot take dollar to a big bazaar even. They do not have system here. The big bazaar will cash that. So, you have to exchange that. So, this is one. So, if the world economy is in recession, one reason I understand is that the exports will get affected immediately, all right, and Indian exports, they cannot be too much of a necessary item except for some countries. Luxury items may be carpets, handicrafts, some tea, etc., of course, and other things. Now, what will happen? The export earnings will fall. When export earnings fall, the cash in the system would fall. So, you can see it went up December, it peaked, but after that by April 9 and then August 9, it's nearly disappeared. It came back, the liquidity shortage came back in April 10, the blue line started climbing, and April 9 and after that it went up enormously, tremendously it went up, the liquidity. Then it came down and again went up, and now it is tapering off. That means the liquidity problem is going away, but there is still some blue line which is saying there is some repo auction going on, even last financial year, 11-12, repo auctions going on. But a continuous line, this is very interesting. Despite not having enough liquidity, RBI is auctioning repo to inject funds into the system. There is a continuous, this is very interesting, there is a continuous red line. This continuous is the blue line, but the continuous line is the red line. Red line is reverse repo. So, it is very interesting that the reverse repo is continuing. Earlier data, when I started teaching this course, I had the earlier years 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 and even before that 2003, 4. There used to be dominantly reverse repo auctions. Repo था ही नहीं, इधर में कम से कम कुछ repo auction है, blue line है. This is the difference, and reverse repo has always been there. So, for some reason Indian system is a risk averse system, I guess. Here people earn money, they don't want to spend that much. They put the money in the bank, hoping to spend in future. I think this is how it works, hoping to spend in future. And then what happens? So, the time deposits, fixed deposits, etc., keep on growing, and then you have excess liquidity and the system gets affected. So, what is happening? Indian system is a very risk averse system. People don't want to earn, people want to earn, people don't want to spend that much, I think. They put the money there, that is why M3 was so high, the multiplier was so high, the complex money multiplier, you saw that. And then there is a liquidity, and then where banks know what to do, because the commercial sector borrows money, but we in a recession, these are recession years, 8 se mera data hai. Recession years, the economy hasn't been borrowing much, investment is down, companies are not borrowing. So, what would the banks do? Banks are flush with funds. So, RBI continuously draining money out of the system through reverse repo auctions. So, the red line is a continuous line, it may be high at times, 1 or 2 years it dipped, but it is quiet, and the I have forgotten to write it here, axis title, this y axis. Do you know what this is? Do you know this number on the y axis? Have you been able to read that number? This is a very interesting number. What is the number? This is number of repo auctions, and look at the number it is touching, 50 in a month. What does it mean? 50? That means there has been 50 auctions in a month of 30 days minus weekends. What does it mean? Multiple auctions in a day. Multiple auctions in a day, like it is raining continuously and there is a water logging going on, and the pump sets are on, switched on to drain out water. So, it is raining so much, the pump is on, in a normal day it is once, maybe at most. Some days no, pumps are not switched on. Some days pumps are switched on maybe 3 times. So, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, 3 auctions RBI held for repo. So, this 9 is very interesting. When I first saw that, I just couldn't believe when I saw the table. Then I counted. Then I saw multiple entries against a date. Then slowly it dawned upon me what's going on actually, because I don't work at RBI. I am looking at the data they publish. I am not associated with RBI, I do not know what they exactly do. So, this is what has been going on, like somebody is ill, giving medicine more than the dosage has been increased number of times. So, this is what has been going on, the number touching 50, the blue line is they had 50 auctions of repo in a particular in a particular month. And imagine in a month 30 days, you do not have 30 working days. Sundays are gone, at least 4 or 5 Sundays. So, at most you have 25 working days if you count Saturdays. Some banks etc. are open on Saturdays. And I do not know exactly whether auctions can be held on Saturday, maybe it can be held on Saturday. And now, this is the story here. All right. So, this you realize what RBI has been doing. I mean, auctioning once in a month is good enough, once in a week is good enough, once in 2 days maybe, 3 days, more than once in 1 day, which is something quite exceptional. All right. So, this is what you have here, repo auctions and reverse repo, number of auctions. Then I come to commercial bills. Look at this data. The total volume of commercial bills, the green line, is going up, which is good news. People are using more and more first class bills or organized sector bills. No hundi, we do not have much hundi data here, even if it is there a little bit maybe. These are all organized sector commercial bills. The dominant one there is the blue. What does it mean? It means bulk of the commercial bills are for inland trade. So, some company in Kanpur buying something from Madras, creating a bill, banks are discounting them or purchasing them, etc. And what is the red line? Its red line is has a much flatter slope. So, it is increasing, but at a slow rate, the volume of commercial bill. This is the rupee value of commercial bill, remember, not number of bills, not number of bills like number of auctions, is the rupee value of the bill. So, this is what you have, the red, the foreign bills are much less. So, in India foreign bills are still less, but still is there foreign bills. That means, an exporter or importer created a bill, simple. Foreign bills means an exporter or an importer created that bill. Okay? All right. Next, growth rate is jagged, as you express like M3, M1, M2, any line. Growth rates uneven. Some years it is good, some years it is low. Some years the growth rate has gone up to 25%. Can you believe that? 6, 7 or something. 2005-6 it went, the growth rate is 25% because it was very down. And some years it had 2008-9 देखो commercial bill का. Another year when it dipped 2001-2. 2001-2 में एक dip है. Now, this is very sensitive to the volume of trade going on in the country, commercial activities. Commercial bills proportionate to the volume of activities also. It also can tell you a little bit about how the economy is doing. 2001-2 में खराब था, हमको पता नहीं है, भूल गए मैं क्या हुआ था. हाँ? Stock market crash. The commercial bill thoda, I don't know why, the economy was not doing that well, 2001-2. Again a dip is there which you expect. So, this is become very clear, 2008-9 Indian economy got affected. It is very clear, number of money market variables we have seen which shows abnormality, call rates से शुरू करके 2008-9 period, जब recession hit हुआ है. And then there was a lag of 1 year, year and a half, again it was hit. Clearly, you can now look at the data and know when the shocks came to the system. All right? When the shocks came to the system, you know that very well. If you do not understand, do not follow, raise your hand. I will try to explain this again. This is real economics you are looking, it is just not theory, some algebraic equations. That is another kind of economics. This is the actual economy, you are getting a feel for it, part of the economy, not the entire economy. I do not have the GDP etc. values here, variables, I do not have it. Earlier I used to have the GDP variables, maybe I should bring them in again, GDP growth rate variables along with this. So, I can compare them, what was happening to the economy, overall economy, GDP means overall. All right. Next, Inland to foreign bill ratio I wanted to create. How much is the difference? It's clearly it's showing that since 7-8, it has been after that inland to foreign bill ratio have gone up. Look, world recession is going on. The import market is still there because they are essential imports for a developing country. Exports from a developing country are not necessary items for the rest of the world often. These are often luxury items, gems and jewelry, all right, handicraft products, Kashmiri carpets, some agricultural items like tea, coffee, etc., plantation crops, what we call tea, coffee, etc., of course, there. Some manufacturing goods, software is highly sensitive to the rest of the economy. Outsourcing is down, you know that. Software industry does export a lot of services. This is export of services, not goods. And the other services, lawyer service and doctor service, if your economy is down, you take home of your local doctor's help. You don't go for an expensive economy because expensive doctor somewhere in Delhi because you don't have the funds. So, you can imagine when the economy is down, when the world economy is down, our exports must have been down significant percentage wise. Now, what you see here, the ratio of course definitely got distorted after roughly from 8-9 onwards, it's been going up. देखो कुछ फ्लैट लाइन कुछ था, थोड़ा जैगेट था, उधर ऊपर जा रहे थे, लेकिन इसके बाद तो एकदम कंटिन्यूअस स्मूथ लाइन हो गया, ऊपर जा रहा है, which means there is more inland bills in India than foreign bills can create, which is a reflection of the economic performance of the world, including India and all that. It's clearly saying that. All right. Next, purchase to discounted ratio. This is just my interest. What is a purchased bill? I told you purchase bills are often the demand commercial bills, where the payment is made as soon as the goods arrive. So, there is a transit period for which the bill is created, and often banks purchase them and make the payment to the seller of goods and then recover the money from the buyer of goods when the goods reach Kanpur. So, as soon as it reaches, the buyer of the goods makes sure that all things are okay, he makes the payment right away. These are demand bills, bills which are created for a temporarily 1 week, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8-day period or 2 weeks. In fact, I tell you something, I have created a commercial bill now. I don't know what interest, I will not have to pay interest, but they should pay interest to me. I will ask Godrich to. I booked an Elmira, it's now a month and a half, it hasn't reached me. Typical commercial bill के माफिक हो गया इधर, वो सामान अभी तक आया नहीं, मैं भी पूरा पेमेंट नहीं किया. I don't know what's going on. अच्छा, anyway, so purchase bill and discounted bills are which banks discount when you आपका बड़ा एक एंटरप्रेन्योर, ये हमको ये मेरा फ्रेंड क्या नाम है इसका, कनक, एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बन गया और राजस्थान में एक कंपनी खोल लिया, and she orders something from a friend here in Kanpur or Calcutta, and she said, I need the payment right now, and the person in Kanpur said, no, I cannot make you a payment for 2 months. Then she creates a time usance commercial bill. Then she can take it to Bank of Rajasthan or something, and they will discount it. That's when discounting comes. All right. Initially, I didn't understand when I was reading books what's the meaning. RBI side pay, the data on purchased bills and discounted bills both are there without any explanation. What purchased bills mean, what discounted bills mean. So, suddenly it occurred to me what they mean, and I found somewhere one line, some book, not RBI site, book, RBI site to both bada, God knows where something is. So, discounted bills are usance bills, but what do you see here, inland bills to inland PD ratio purchase to discount bills, that number is going down below 1. So, what does it mean? There are more of discounted bills than purchase bills, PD ratio going down. That means, the bills of Indian commercial bills, the nature both foreign and inland, are more of the type called long term bills, not so much of bills created which are of the purchase type, which banks purchase, which is demand bills, not much. All right, not much of a demand bill is created compared to discounted bills. So, PD ratio is less than 1, the denominator is heavy, larger than the numerator. So, this is the case for both inland bills as well as foreign bills. Okay. Finally, this is a sad story. Okay, commercial bill business may be going up, but what's the bank's bank does a lot of business now. Banks give credit, gives out loans, credit, etc., whatever they call. So, share of commercial bills in bank credit, do you see something here? It is nearly 0%, 0.1, 0.2. कोई बैंक के पास अभी तक commercial bill का importance है ही नहीं. The amount of money commercial banks in India involve in the commercial bill market, which is a very important market in any developed country, is still a very underdeveloped market in India. So, commercial bill participation reflects that. The total amount of money commercial bills deal with by giving out loans, etc., and they involve in the commercial bill market. All right, I am coming to the last topic. I will show you the disaggregated data there, commercial banker. Then what you see here is as a percentage of total bank credit, the money that is involved, commercial banks money that is involved with commercial bills in purchasing or discounting or whatever of commercial bills is negligible. It is nearly 0%, and what you see here in the last 15 years or 16 years, it has dramatically changed. It is going down and down and down, and finally, a very sharp fall here in the last year. It dramatically changed. Even in the mid 90s, when for the first time I was preparing a course and I was looking up something, early 90s, etc., commercial bills activity involvement of banks compared to the bank's other credits. So, banks' other credit systems have expanded so much, and the commercial bill sector have expanded hardly anything compared to that. So, the percentage share has become insignificant. कोई importance है नहीं commercial bank के पास. Commercial bill market रहो और ना रहो, commercial bank का कुछ आते जाते नहीं है. Simple words, in simple terms, it doesn't matter to them. All right, that's it. Now, what I want to do, is it all right? Okay. Now, what I want to do today, since I am wasting this day in not wasting, since I have half a day left, half a class left, I will show you the exam paper. You have done all right. I will show you the exam paper, and the possible answer Monday or something. I will return them to you. You have done quite well. Mid 70s average it has come. A few are not doing well. Right on the slides, you have it. Okay. So, this is the question paper you had, and look at the questions. Now, the answers that I have is the following. This is what I am going to do the rest of the class today. Some errors are there. The highest mark is 38. That means, if the least mistake that somebody made is 2 marks, 2 questions. Money functions better than barter because what? What is the answer? C. It is widely accepted. Very good. The price of money, which one is the answer? Number 2? Very good. B. Token money, that's why we did so well. Token money को किसको कहते हैं? कौन सा answer? 3? B. Very good. Has its metallic value less than its face value. And number 4, an example of symbolic money, which is the same thing as token money, will be different names are there, will be what? Paper currency, gold coins, none of the. Here people made error, it will be paper currency. Here people made error on first page I have seen. Symbolic money and token money are the same thing. Silent please. Symbolic money, token money is the same thing. Next, when paper currency was invented, it was used as fiat money. Fiat money is legal tender, that is called fiat money. it was allowed to be converted into precious metals. Number B is the answer. Many people didn't write it. B is the answer. This is where they made errors. 6. Near money, 1 minute. Yeah, 6. Near money is as liquid as money? No. Is used only with checks. Near money cannot be used with checks, like fixed deposit money. Cannot be used for transaction purposes. Near money. Time fixed deposit में रुपया है and मेरा बेटा बताए है चलो आज मॉल में जाना है, वो रुपया मैं व्यवहार नहीं कर पाऊँगा. नियर मनी है, नियर है लेकिन इतना क्लोज नहीं है. वो झंझाट करना पड़ेगा हमको, बैंक से लड़ना पड़ेगा, एप्लीकेशन देना पड़ेगा, फिक्स डिपॉजिट को तोड़ना पड़ेगा in the middle of the period, then I can use it. All right. 7. In case of a fixed payment loan, the entire amount is repaid at maturity or what? What's the answer? B. Very good. B. Acha. 8. A zero coupon bond. कौन होगा? Zero coupon bond? A होगा answer. Is a discount bond. 9. 9 तो इधर है नहीं. Examples of coupon bond are coupon bond जिसमें coupon payment होता है, लिखा है 5% इंटरेस्ट रेट और 10% इंटरेस्ट रेट, इशूअर नाम है, मैच्योरिटी पीरियड लिखा है, कौन सा होगा? गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स. वेरी गुड. कॉर्पोरेट शेयर्स तो बॉन्ड्स नहीं है, लेकिन डिबेंचर्स हो सकता है इधर एक. इट्स लाइक ए कूपन बॉन्ड. डिबेंचर्स, रिमेंबर, मैं दिया नहीं, मैं सोच रहे थे दूंगा कि नहीं. An answer could be debentures. Corporate bonds are also like that, like government bonds. Okay. 10. YTM क्या है? Yield to maturity is an interest rate. YTM is an interest rate. Console. Is console a discounted bond or what? Discount bond or what? Does not have a finance maturity, right? The current rate of return on a bond क्या होगा? Answer होगा B. Will depend upon. Is not the current yield. Current rate of return includes current yield plus capital gains. Yeah. YTM is always negatively related with the price of the instrument. P is equal to coupon rate divided by YTM. 1 plus YTM, 1 plus YTM square. तो inverse relation हो गया ना P price से. Okay. Now 12. तो हो गया current rate of return. All right. Okay. Next I come to indexed bonds. Indexed bonds adjust interest payments to changes in general price level will be the answer. B. Then 14. Real interest rate. What is the answer? B. Very good. 15. Public in monetary aggregates. What's the answer? 15. C. Right. 16. What is the answer? Banks in monetary aggregates. A. Very good. कुछ सीखे है. अच्छा, bank deposits with RBI included in monetary base, excluded from monetary base, are included in narrow money. Bank deposits with the RBI. A. अच्छा, ठीक है. Very good. Some people wrote probably incorrectly. अच्छा, 17. Because this is a trick, because M0 has something which are not there in M1, M2, M3, M4. 17. Bank deposits with the RBI हो गया. 18. Other deposits. C. All right. This is a nasty question. Answer is C, none of the above. Usually I don't give, but sometimes I do. 19. Currency in circulation is a part of what? A. Very good. Difference between M2 and M4? B hoga. Yeah. Because time deposits are not in M2, but in M4. Post office time deposits. B, answer B. 20 is B. 21. M0 is primarily driven by what? C. Somebody said C. C तो insignificant है भाई, बार बार बता रहे थे. B होगा आंसर B. The variance of growth is the lowest for whom? M3, right. Most steady monetary aggregate in India, M3. I am sorry, 23. In recent years, what happened? The share of currency in M1 has increased. Answer is B. Why has it increased, share of currency? You can see why. It's more costly to spend, people are keeping more currency. Simple intuition. Prices have gone up, I am keeping more cash. I told you, I have noticed my withdrawal from bank, and you won't believe me, it has increased by 10,000 rupees every time we withdraw. Not I spend at a very high rate, but every time I go to the bank, my withdrawal has increased by about 10,000 rupees because of high inflation. Food inflation is double, many other things have doubled. And I feel I have to go to bank more often. I don't go to bank, I don't have a habit of going to bank. I get some cash and I say, my goodness, wo bank mein jo ek baar hota, abhi to theek hai. I have a scare, I have a fear psychosis. I remember I used to spend hours in the bank standing in a line when I joined IT. State Bank was horrible. Now with computerization and all that is improved. And I have seen about 5 to 10,000 rupees more every time I withdraw. People are keeping more currency, a phenomenon which happens during inflation years. In Germany after Second World War, when hyperinflation hit them, people used to carry bag full of currency to the bazaar, to the marketplace. There are stories about it. Bag, एक bag लेके जैसे traveling करते हैं जो bag ले जाते हैं आदमी, suitcase, like a suitcase full of currency they used to carry. Money had no value, it was hyperinflation. So for simple grocery, they are carrying a suitcase full of currency. And look at Germany today, where it has gone. This is unbelievable. This used to be the case after Second World War in Germany. Acha. So this is the number 23, share of currency in M1 has increased. Number 4, 24 kya hoga? Number 24, A, share of time deposits still increasing. This is the amazing thing about India. When I have something to save, or if I can save, I save. India used to have one of the highest saving propensities in the world. People don't try to spend here, people love to save and think about an uncertain future always looming behind their mind, back of their mind. Save karo rakh do bhai, baad mein dekha jayega. I have seen people do that saving with real goods. You don't mind, I can give you examples. And I have started scolding some people whom I know even. Who was doing it? Somebody was doing it, I've forgotten, in my relatives circle or somebody. You give them a gift, they won't open it. Oh, baad mein dekha jayega. They're all accumulating this. Acha. Then this, these servants, etc. Every year they would ask for something, all right. Then one day I found out they are just like compiling them, accumulating them. They don't wear them. I said, what do you do with this, all these gifts that I give you every year? They are piling up, accumulating in a box. Maybe thinking about the daughter's marriage when it will come, they can be used, whatever. So India is a very interesting country. They have a high propensity to save here in monetary terms and real terms also. They don't use. Give them a gift, they will give it. And probably 10 years later, they will realize the cloth has gotten moth-bitten. They are not properly preserved also. They don't know naphthalene balls probably. So every year they ask for twice gifts, and I don't see the gifts being used. So one day I asked them, what do you do with them? वो सब है तो सब रखा, वो रख दिया कोई जाएगा. अच्छा, तो savings लेके, let's say M3, amazing, contains time deposits. That's the variable makes it a difference. On the one hand, high inflation allows them to keep, or forces them to keep more cash to be spent now. And if they have any cash, they are also saving for future and putting in the M3. The M3 line is untouched. No effect in recession in India. Unbelievable. M1, M0 have high fluctuations, growth rates. M3 is very steady. Very steady. Achha. So 24, the answer is A. Now 25, what is the answer? B. 26, you know that. A, Irving Fisher's theory, A, 26. 27, A, bank reserves. bank reserve is a use of monetary base, not a source. 28, you know that, very easy answer, B. 29, RBI credit to non-banks have nearly disappeared. NABARD, IDBI, Export Import Bank called Exim Bank. कोई रुपया नहीं लेते हैं, सब अपना अपना independent हो गया. All are independent financially. They don't depend upon RBI help anymore. Lost its importance. Has not lost its, government is borrowing a huge amount presently, last 3-4 years. Only C. 30, complex money, look at the data table है आपके पास, देख लीजिए. Complex money multiplier in India has increased, decreased or what? Seems to fluctuate widely, not at all, steadily going up. A. 31, currency to demand deposit ratio is कितना है इंडिया में? Currency to demand deposit ratio above 1, less than 2. B. What is it saying? Demand deposit, Indians' banking habits are, for current expenses, banking habits are not very good. They don't keep money in bank. They don't pay with checks. Indians make payments not with checks, not with cards. Indian make payment with cash. And I have heard that so many times. When I told them, can I pay you in check? Cash दे देंगे. Even Godrej said, cash दे देंगे. जब सामान पहुंच जाएगा ना, cash दे देंगे. Godrej also said, no, check नहीं. मैं बता check दे दूंगा. नहीं, cash दे देंगे. So then I said, well, this is a holiday weekend. I cannot go to bank and get cash. So I will have to wait for that amount of cash. And it's no problem. Next week we will deliver. Cash दे देंगे. It's very interesting, these numbers are saying that there is a cash more people handle than demand deposits, which can be used for check payments or card payments. Indian habits, it's very clear. This is probably a characteristic of a developing country also. If you go to a developed country, you will find probably the cash to demand deposit ratio is less than 1. It is not only more than 1, it's nearly 2 sometimes, very high, double. Demand deposit में बैंक में जितना है, उसका cash व्यवहार ज़्यादा हो रहा है. अच्छा. So there are interesting small things to me, the way it tells me about our country, our economy from this data and stuff, which I put here as questions for you. 32, an intermediate in a financial system can be both a bank and non-bank. Answer B. कोई कारण B बहुत आंसर हुआ है. अच्छा. 32. 33, NABARD क्या होगा? Underwriters again B. Unbelievable. B में हमको बहुत अच्छा लग गया. और आंसर B में. ये आपको पता रहते थे तो आपको जानना नहीं पता, B लगा देते थे सर पे. कुछ तो राइट हो जाता था ना, कुछ मिल गया. क्या अंकित आपको इम्प्रूव करना पड़ेगा. देख अंकित इम्प्रूव नहीं कर. You need to, if you want, you can talk to me whenever you want. All right. 33 NABARD हो गया. Underwriters हो गए. 35 C. अच्छा, एक तो C आए, लेकिन 36 again B. अच्छा. 37 क्या होगा? A. CPs. CDs were launched before CPs. C. Answer is C. Can be bought by the banks as well, CPs. 38 क्या होगा? A. Very good. 39 क्या होगा? 39 अच्छा, कम से कम C हुआ, A हुआ ना इच पे. लास्ट पेज में मैं कुछ बदल दिया, B लगाने से होता नहीं था. अच्छा. 40 A. Have a lock-in period. So I tell you, people have done very well because the class average is about mid-70s.